It's Weekend Update with Colin Jost and Michael Che.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Welcome to Weekend Update. I'm Michael Che.
I'm Colin Jost. Well, this Wednesday was the series finale of American Horror Story debates. This was the calmest of the three debates and also weirdly the most hostile. It was like a Connecticut Thanksgiving. Everyone was dressed up nice. They were polite for about 30 minutes. Then your uncle had a drink, your aunt mentioned abortion, and your uncle threatened to burn the house down. But I can already tell I'm going to miss these debates. They were just such great television. And Donald Trump might be my favorite TV character of all time. He's like Kramer, you know? He's high energy, his plans are insane, and it's only a matter of time before he shouts the N-word on stage.
Cut to me. At the debate, Hillary called Trump the most dangerous person to run for president in modern history. Yeah, but you're still only polling at 5 points better than him, so let's not get too cocky. Trump's campaign is literally a full diaper, and and 40% of the country is like, at least he's not Hillary Clinton. Maybe people would like Hillary more if she didn't get rid of 33,000 emails like she was Lorraine Bracco flushing Coke at the end of Goodfellas. Don't pretend that that's not suspicious. The only reason anybody would even have 33,000 emails is because they keep all their emails, and getting rid of them all at one time is like going to a hoarder's apartment and it's suddenly empty and smells like bleach. And they're like, what 33,000 cats? I don't know.
During the debate, Trump said that the women accusing him of sexual assault are just looking for, quote, their 10 minutes of fame. But the expression is 15 minutes of fame. Trump is so cheap, he's lowballing them on their minutes of fame.
Trump also restated that nobody respects women more than he does. Nobody? What about other women? What about RuPaul? Now he respects women. That dude squeezes a size 12 foot and a pump stiletto just as a tribute every day. Maybe Trump thinks nobody respects women more than him because all his closest friends are Mike Tyson, Roger Ailes, and Gary Busey. Yeah, compared to them, Donald Trump is Tina Fey, I guess.
Trump also refused to say if he would accept the results of the election if he loses, and this is what he had to say.
I will tell you at the time. I'll keep you in suspense.
Keep us in suspense. It's like he's still hosting a reality show. And I'll tell you if I'm going to tear apart the fabric of our democracy right after the break. Meanwhile, his running mate Mike Pence disagreed and said he will accept the results of the election, unless they're gay. And of course, Trump keeps saying this whole time that the media is rigging the election against him. But why would the media rig it against him? He's the greatest thing that ever happened to them. Who do you think they'd rather spend the next 4 years covering? A grandma who loves secrets or a human air horn who screams every thought in his head and can't swing his arms without grabbing a lady's ass?
Trump may have a point. It does seem like virtually every media outlet is doing everything in their power to prevent a Trump presidency. The media is acting like the sober girls at a bar making sure their country doesn't go home with that scuzzy orange dude. They're like, America, no, get in the car, we're going home with Hillary. And Trump is like, stop hating, let her decide for herself. It's just weird for you to say the system is rigged now. I mean, there were 43 white male presidents in a row, and now one black guy and maybe one woman, and now you're sensing a pattern of unfairness? I don't even feel comfortable arguing about this. An old white billionaire is on TV telling the world the system is rigged, and my black ass is arguing that it's not. This just feels wrong. Our worlds are colliding. What will this lead to? How crazy would it be if Colin Kaepernick is kneeling for the national anthem and Donald Trump is kneeling right next to him like, yeah, me too?